Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Game of the Decade Awards. And I'm your host, Dumb Nintendo Fanboy. And look at that, it's Give Out Awards for the Game of the Decade O'Clock. First up, we're going to start off with Super Mario Galaxy 2 for being the best 3D platformer. Hey man, dude, you are amazing.
Thank you.
Love the game. Next up, we have the best fighting game, which is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Dude, you are on fire.
Thank
amazing
you.
Game. And for the game that's most likely to be blended up in a blender, that's Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Hey man, nobody liked you. Get out. You are an awful game. Get out right now. And the person most likely to only talk about Nintendo games because they're a dumb Nintendo fanboy goes to me. I'm the dumb Nintendo fanboy. Now that's what you put on a resume. The 2010s are almost over, so we're almost out of Earth's angsty years. And I don't have anything better to do, so we might as well choose the best game of the decade. Choosing a game of the decade is much harder than game of the year. If you had to pick a game of the year, maybe the new Mario game. But with game of the decade, you now have all these new Super Mario games, so it can be hard to choose which one is best. Just kidding, it's Wii. There's a lot more wiggle room as there's tons of games, but it also comes with a price. Now you have 10 times the amount of games to go through, but it isn't hard to scrap some good games made in the decade together. There are just so many to pick from, so I'll just start with some good ones, send them to a nominee box, and then pick one out of those games of which one deserves the title of Game of the Decade. And yes, these will only be Nintendo games, as I don't know many other games, and I don't want to talk about Fortnite. So starting the Wii era, this one proved to be quite annoying. I just wanted a game and to get out of there. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, 2009. Super Mario Galaxy, 2007. Mario Kart Wii, 2008. Wii Sports Resort, 2009. Wii Fit Plus, 2009. Just Dance, 2009. Super Mario Galaxy 2, 2010, actually. So we can send it to the nominee box. But we're not just gonna give this a participation award. Mario Galaxy 2 is such an ambitious Mario game. Mario is in flippin' space. If I said to 2005 Jaron, Mario was going to space, 2005 Jaron would say, yeah, and Donald Trump would be president. And I'd say, oh boy, do I have news for you. And Mario in Space doesn't feel like a game you'd find at the dollar store. No, this game is great. The soundtrack is commended for being so epic, and the visuals stay great to this day. The settings, feelings, and ideas used in each planet is really unique. Well, this game is pretty good, and it hits the decade mark. Sure, but this isn't it. It needs to be phenomenal, high class. Let's keep searching. On to the Wii U, and say it with me, the Wii U flopped. I wouldn't pick one, but to be fair, I might as well pick one from the Wii U. Mario Kart 8 was the bestseller, and it sold many consoles, but what stops us from then going on to the Deluxe Edition and making that one Game of the Decade? Mario Kart is always good fun, but is this really what we want to be remembered for? New Super Mario Bros. U is the third best-selling game for the Wii U, so it can be considered successful. But come on dude, the Amish would be mad if Mario Bros. U won. Though it's another Mario game that I think belongs up there. It was a heavy hitter for the Wii U, being such an innovative title. It only sold 4 million, but I don't really care. I thought I'd have more from the Wii U, but I only nominate Super Mario Maker. This game was an answer to every 80s kid dream of making their own Mario game. It did come a little late as the 80s kids are now grown up and older, appreciating adult things like Minecraft. But the creation tool used to create levels is so user-friendly. But if you look at the Mario Maker subreddit for just a little bit, you can see the crazy shenanigans going on. They make some crazy stuff, but it's actually surprisingly simple. If I watch this video here, I'll be able to learn everything about Mario Maker 2. There's so much stuff! This game was the reason I got the Wii U, because I wanted to make Mario Maker levels, but I never really did. Playing was enough for me, but I did enjoy watching others create levels and crazy contraptions. Let's send this one to the nominee box. So while I was searching for the Game of the Decade, I found this DVD here. Hi, it's me, 5-year-old Jaron, but you can just call me Post-Fetus Jaron, and I have a bucket list of things I want done by the end of the decade. I want to be able to ride a bike, read some books, and graduate kindergarten. Wow, I've done a lot actually. I've completed most of those. You know what? I'll complete every single one by 2020. And I want to invent something, find the cure for cancer, be at a murder mystery dinner party. Oh shoot, what kind of 5-year-old wants to do that? I can't do that.
Maybe drop out of biology.
You ever regretted
class,
saying something?
Catholic, get shot by the
Yeah,
Amish, eat
but a
rotisserie
promise is a
chicken from
promise.
Costco?
Younger Jaron, I'll complete everything you wanted to have done by 2020. Back to the Wii U. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U would be up there, but Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is better. That's why there aren't many games for the Wii U, because they've had a better version released on the Switch. And the Wii U blows. The games that weren't ported, most of them deserve to stay on the Wii U. First thing on younger Jaron's decade bucket list is to do something that no 5-year-old has ever done. Be taken seriously by adults. But I got just the plan. I'll wear this shirt that says to port Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival to the Switch. They'll have to take me seriously.
No!
That didn't work. Looks like I got the disease of being wrong. But don't fret. WebMD tells me the best way to cope with this is to talk about the 3DS. Now we're on to some great games to talk about. The 3DS is where a lot of game series have peaked, or at least got a second place in the series. Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Super Mario 3D Land, Pokemon X and Y, heaven forbid, Tomodachi Life, Mario Kart freaking 7. The amount of good games on here is bigger than 3 football fields. I love Animal Crossing. If those words aren't on my grave, I'll have a fit. I never played this one as I didn't own a 3DS, but it seemed to be a peak of the series so far. I've enjoyed Wild World, and you better believe I'm going to enjoy that New Horizons. Like a bucket that can be placed outside? So we might as well send Animal Crossing New Leaf to the nominee box. Pokemon X and Y feel like a competent competitor for the spot. It's the first 3D Pokemon game, and Nintendo keeps making them 3D, so that probably is the best style for them to go with. But I personally like the 2D better, and 2.5D takes the cake for aesthetics. 3D just seems like 2.5D, but with 3D models. There wasn't anything added that changed up the game, maybe the dynamic battle camera, that's it, but Pokemon X and Y revolutionized Pokemon. Pokemon games after this have been 3D, so people like it, so to the box it goes. Last one I feel deserving of a mention is Super Mario 3D Land. It isn't the best selling, but it also is. It's only 6 on the best selling 3DS games, but this game sold systems. If we look at the gameplay of this, Mario Odyssey would be much better. Mario 3D Land was the start of the 3D linear games, unlike Mario 64 and Odyssey, focusing more on exploration. But Super Mario 3D Land had more of an impact than Mario Odyssey. The 3DS was selling worse than rice cakes. It wasn't looking bright until the reveal of Super Mario 3D Land. With the price cut of the 3DS from $250 to $170, and the release of 3D Land, which was a system-selling game, the 3DS went from doomed to fail to a success story. Waiting for that to happen to me. Oh, I remember this one. Be a jury member on the O.J. Simpson case. But it's a little too late for that. Dear O.J. Simpson, how's your ex-wife? Hopefully you guys are on better terms. You know, you were kinda sharp with her. I've recently been tasked with being a jury member on your trial, but it's already over. Can we make it happen again? You know, if the glove fits. Signed, Jaron. And send. Now we just have to wait for our jury letter to come back in 6 to 8 business days. And Amazon Prime delivery is wicked. And now we got our mail. Ads, letter from mom, more ads, tax notice, tax notice, tax notice, jury duty. Not for O.J. Simpson. This is way past lame. O.J. Simpson isn't even here. So, to the Nintendo Switch. It is expected that because these are newer games that they should be better, which kinda happened. Super Mario Odyssey was a nice, fresh air for the mainline Mario franchise, because on the Wii U, we got trash, and not as bad trash. It was probably the game I've played that had the biggest hype around it. Tons of people love these sandbox Mario games, so when Nintendo said it was releasing this year, wallets suddenly got lighter. 1.1 million copies were sold in the first 5 days. And look at all these awards. Game of the Year, Best Family Game. We can't forget Tin Pan Alley Award for the best music in a game. I bet Nintendo slept well knowing they got an award that nobody cares about. The amount of moons in this game to collect can keep you playing for a long time. My Odyssey doesn't have as much replayability, but I enjoy coming back every once in a while to start a new game and collect some moons. Pokemon Sword and Shield released this year, and it's a great Pokemon game, so we can send it to the nominee box. Well, actually, we won't. It had a lot of controversy surrounding it. And according to the Game of the Accurate Year Society, you must have a national dex. Sorry, I don't create the rules, I just obey them and make them. Come on, you gotta have a national dex. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was the best Smash Bros. Game released this decade. And it's Smash Bros., so it gets a free pass, and Ultimate is really fun. But it's not Melee! Be quiet, Melee wasn't released this decade. And you say that to everything. Ah, you swine. Sorry about that. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate goes to the nominee box. If this next game didn't go to the nominee box, I'd probably get a whole lot of hate. When the Nintendo Switch launched, everybody knew a great game was coming with it. Snipperclips was good, but not as big as this other launch title. This game allows for so much playtime, and it is a joy. So let's add 1-2 Switch to the nominee box. 1-2 Switch isn't that bad. It's pretty fun, and the idea of it is pretty cool. And you hear that? The cops agree with me. Well, look at that. Apparently I'm supposed to say Breath of the Wild was the greatest launch title, not 1-2 Switch. But anyways, that crosses off another box on my checklist, as I've always wanted to be taken hostage. Hey, present guard, come over here.
What? I don't take orders from you.
That sucks, you just did.
Oh man, listen, it's my first day on job, so don't tell the boss, yeah?
I won't, but you gotta cross off that box that says get captured by Russians.
But we're not Russian.
Shh, close enough. Come on, just cross it off.
It's not like we're getting out anytime soon.
Just cross it off.
Fine.
That's where I got you. That's a legal contract you just signed. You just said you let me go.
Dang it!
That was fun. And now it's time to choose the game of the decade. So that means it's time to trigger all the 7-year-olds who think Fortnite deserves it. Even though Nintendo didn't make it. So here we have the nominee box. That's still a lot of games, but I can easily narrow it down. This next minute is going to be filled with me trying to come up with words that can describe how good this game is. If I could describe it in 4 words, it would be good, 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 and good. Breath of the Wild was the game that sold the Switch. Not for me, I wanted Mario Kart 8 Deluxe more, but that was just a phase. Breath of the Wild was the first Zelda game I played and beat. Some people may say there are other better Zelda games out there, but don't worry, they've been shot in a ditch. First of all, the map is huge and has tons of little things to find. I personally don't go out for a Korok, these little collectibles, but if I see something that doesn't seem right, it normally is a Korok. You get rewarded for exploring. Almost every mountain I climbed has something rewarding at the top, and climbing was a fun factor. Climbing added more exploration to the world. Normally a mountain is placed to stop you from moving, but it can't anymore. And it is fun to climb up a mountain, then glide down. Look at the beautiful world around you, and get shot by a guardian and go, meh, because guess what? Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is still a pure joy. I did it! I found the game of the decade, and even the Amish like it. And I even finished everything on my decade bucket list. Hey, it's me, 6-year-old Jaron, and I just have a few more things to add to my decade bucket list. Frick!